ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Matt Panesh! Thank you very much. That was the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Good night. Oh, thank you so much for coming out tonight in Edinburgh when it's not the Fringe to come and see me. And we've got people from Poland over here. Cheer for Poland! Yeah! We've got people from any other foreign countries here. Hands up. Birmingham! Yes. Brazil! Wow, uber foreign. What brings you to Edinburgh, my friend? Holidays, man. Of course, because, you know, you get sick of all that sun in Brazil. You think, let's come to Scotland in February, and it'll be as sunny as shit. Paraguay. Wow, Brazil, you've just been outdone. Paraguay. That's incredible. And what brings you holidays as well? Holidays? Drugs? I don't know. There was something about the way you said, like, can we check your bag later? Like, after the show when everybody's gone. Me and you, Paraguay. Thank you very much indeed for coming along tonight. And we have America down here. We do have America down here.
That is the correct response.
That is. No, actually, I used to take the piss out of your guys' government all the time. And then, holy shit, did Theresa May blindside me? So we're currently in an arm wrestling competition of how shit we can be. It's horrible. I'm not going to get into that, even though that's kind of what the entire show is about. This show is about the American dream. Hands up if anyone's been to America. Woo! Yeah, not you guys, I know that. Sorry, who are the other people? Yes, whereabouts you been?
Texas.
Texas.
Arizona.
Maine? Stephen King country. Yep. How was that?
Very foresty.
Was like spooky. Like, I'm not going to stay in that hotel. Fuck that. Oh, no. You okay? It was. Well, okay, cool. Aaron?
Florida.
Florida. Disney?
Yes.
Yes.
Did anything but Disney.
Universal. We say that way.
Universal? Fuck you, Disney. You're not the Terminator. Fucking give me some Terminator! Who else had the hand up over here? California, yay. I loved California, yay, man. It was all full of those Vietnam vets, man. Living on the beach, man. You got no idea what it was like, but smoke this. Oh, fucking, I love California. It was great. And they were always fans of, like, British rock bands. Pink Floyd, man. Yeah, I saw them in the day. I'd smoke this, man. Oh, it's fucking nice. I loved, anyone been to New York? Yeah. That's, New York is my favourite place in the entire world. And it's actually for an anthropological reason rather than for any other reason. It's because I think you've got the best of humanity and the worst of humanity just squished right up next to each other like that, sort of forced into a diamond of humanity. And, in America, there's this weird thing of, like, in the UK, you can tell when you're getting into a shit area. Sorry, Poland, if it's your first time here, listen to this, because this is a hint. You're walking down the street, and it's all very nice, and it's all very lovely, and then you see, like, there's a couple of boarded up windows. You carry on, there's a couple of smashed, there's a couple of people on the streets, and then you go, oh, fuck that, I'm gonna go back to the nice place, And then, in America, you don't get that opportunity. You're just on Millionaire Row and you're going, oh wow, look at the, holy fuck! And there's just detritus, human detritus everywhere. And you're going, oh my God. I was in San Francisco, I was doing the San Francisco Fringe. And I had to step over crack addicts to get into my venue. But it was just around the corner from Union Square. Like, it was just like, oh my God, no. Oh. Oh God, no, oh, let me in, I've got a show to do. Don't attack me, I'm a poet. Weird, but yeah, so the New York thing is that squishing of humanity. Have we all heard of the American dream? Not you, America, I know. The American dream. Yeah. If you try hard, basically boiled down is, if you try hard, you will succeed. And if you have not succeeded, then it was because you didn't try hard enough. It's quite a simple dream. Try, succeed, not succeeded, didn't try hard enough. That's basically it in a nutshell. And that was invented by a guy called Dale Carnegie, who wrote a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People back in the 50s, which was a salesman's Bible back in the 50s. The American dream is a social construct. It's not a real thing. And it's been like way more successful than any of the Soviet propaganda that was going on at the time. Why? Because people still believe in the American dream, and people gone, Stalin, fucking hell. My grandparents sort of fled from Russia during the Second World War. They fled Stalin during the Second World War. Well, fuck that. So they did that. So, where was I? Oh yeah, the American dream. So the American dream, it's a construct, and I think it was invented so that people who are incredibly wealthy can walk past people who aren't. And you see them, and unfortunately in the UK we're seeing them more and more. The homeless deaths are going through the ceiling. The disparity between rich and poor is getting worse. You see these poor fucking people. You think, what can I do? What can I do? But if you've got that mindset that says, dude, you didn't take responsibility for your life. You didn't try hard enough. And that's on you, it's not on me. Then you know what? You can walk to work and get on with your day. It's a weird thing, but it's totally true. Now, this story is a true story. I was in America. I was in Indianapolis. And I was going to Toronto. I'd already got my fringe show sorted out for Edinburgh. My fringe show for Edinburgh was going to be the best fringe show in the world. And I might still do it now. It was about a guy called Chevalier Dion. Anyone heard of Chevalier Dion? Okay, so Chevalier Dion was the world's first sort of transgender superhero. He existed around about the 1700s, end of the 1700s. And I saw him at the National Portrait Gallery in London. There was a big picture of Chevalier Dion, but it wasn't where all the other pictures were on the wall. There was this picture here, and a door that opened like that. And behind the door was this poor, I thought, who the fuck's that? So I had a look, and it was Chevalier Dion. And Chevalier disguised themselves as a lady and snuck past the dastardly English that were patrolling the border into Russia. I'm a lady. Went in and became a handmaiden to one of the princesses there, stole all of these secrets, still disguised as a lady, went past the dastardly English, back into France and gave King Louis whatever the fuck. I didn't do that much research. It was one of the higher end Louis, like 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. It was a big Louis. Louis whatever the fuck. Said like, it was a top end Louis. And because we were getting at that time like, so it was pretty much to the end of Louis. Said, I've done you all these favours, I've got you all these secrets. And Louis went, yes, you have. And said, right, I'd like you to do me a big favour. So, all right, what's that? Well, Your Majesty, I was born a woman. What? I was misgendered as a child. My father could only inherit his wealth, lands, titles, property if he gave birth, not he gave birth, if my mum gave birth to a male heir. So I was born a female, and they decided to misgender me a male so my dad could inherit all of the good stuff. You're shitting me. No, really. So King Louis, whatever the fuck, says, well, what do you want from me? He says, well, I would like to be the woman that I have always been. But I'd really like to keep my land, my titles, my property, and so on. What do you think? And King Louis, whatever the fuck, said, well, okay. Well, if woman you are, then woman you shall be. And every day from now on, you have to wear the clothing of a woman. I went, fair enough. And the press actually interviewed Chevalier Dion and said, what do you think about the king's punishment, eh? Got to wear a dress every day now, from now until the day you die in public. And Chevalier Dion said, look, the king is divine and can see into the heart of every being. And the king knows that for me to wear a dress is no problem. And so Chevalier also was an expert swordsman. And so you know those boxing things where, or kung fu things where people run in from a corner sort of every 30 seconds and it's a masterclass in all of that kind of stuff. Chevalier did that, but with a sword and in a full-length Regency dress, which is why I wanted to do the show, because I wanted to have me in a full-length Regency dress with a sword and this beard going, Dressed to Kill, the story of Chevalier Dion, which I still think is it's just such a good show. And what happened was, the day before I got on this bus in Indianapolis, I got into an argument with someone on the interweb, and it was a transgender person, and I got into an argument about the pronoun. No! How well are we up on sexual affairs? Not sexual affairs, but you know.
Relatively alright.
Yeah, relatively okay. No, I mean, like, you know, with the use of the pronoun and stuff like that. And I realise now that what I was commenting on, the person thought was personal, but it wasn't, it was political. I was being political in my comment. If a person wants to be described by anything that they want to be described by, then describe that person how they would like to be described. Politically, I have found the word they to be very uncomfortable. They means other them persecution complex. They means cockroaches in World War II Germany, or cockroaches in the Tutsi tribe in Rwanda, or cockroaches on the Facebook page that's just been released today about Boris Johnson's fan club. Have you heard about that? Talking about Muslim people as cockroaches. And so I'm very uncomfortable about they. Having said that, personal and political are two different things. This wasn't then. This is 2015. It's February. I'm in Indianapolis. And I suddenly realised, shit, I'm not transgender. I don't know if you noticed. I am not. Much as I would love to wear a Regency dress. And if you're going to do a show about a group and you don't have the support of the group, don't fucking do the show about the group. So it's really that simple. So I kind of woke up in the morning going, I have no Edinburgh show! Fuck! And then I got on this bus. And I was traveling from Indianapolis to Toronto. As I say, I was taking 5 buses. This is an absolutely true story, by the way, folks. There isn't a script to this. You've probably noticed. There's just a series of events that actually happened, and it's me telling you what those series of events are. And I got on the bus in Indy. I was going to go to Columbus, Cleveland, Buffalo and Toronto. I was going to get 5 buses to travel out. It was going to take me 19.5 hours if everything ran smoothly. And it took me 21.5 hours, which isn't bad going. I'll take that one in a pinch. Now, there's only one way that you can do a journey like that, and that is shit-faced. So I told the lady, the wonderful Mary Jane, who was putting me up in Indianapolis, that my bus was leaving 4 hours earlier than it actually was. Would you like me to stay and wait? No, you're fine. Thank you. Thanks, bye. And I put my bag in the luggage locker and walked out of the bus station and into the pub next door and applied myself to some serious drinking for 4 hours. It was ace. 4 hours later, I come back into the Greyhound station, grab my bag. Bus isn't here. Bus is late. Fucking bus. And then it arrives. Now, usually, anyone been by Greyhound? I know you have. Anyone else who was in America? Did anyone go by Greyhound? No? Oh, you're missing an experience, guys. It's a bit like the Megabus over here. It's the loser boozer cruiser. It's the cheapest way to get from A to Z. And usually the drivers reflect that. Usually you go, But this time it was really weird. This driver, man, he looked like an airline pilot. Like he was wearing this suit, it was all really, he had gold braid there and on the cuffs, and he had his hat at a... Good evening, sir. Greyhound bus? Yes, excellent. Drop your bags there. The porter will get those and make your way on the bus. Good evening, sir. Greyhound bus? Yeah, excellent. Gives you... Excellent. Drop your bags there. The porter will get those and make your way on the bus. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. 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 Sir! Have you been drinking? I have had a couple of refreshing ales. Now, I don't know what it is, but when I'm in America and I get questioned by authority, I kind of shove myself up a couple of classes. I think you'll find I have my own porters for the bags, my man. And I don't know why, because honestly, people in America can't tell the difference between this and the Queen's. Like they can't. My first review was in Indianapolis and it went, it's a wonderful show, but don't get fooled by his accent into thinking it's high culture. So, I leave my bags there and I stagger onto this bus. And there's a couple of seats at the early bits, but no one likes to sit at the front of the bus. It's always a bit weird. So I was going to the back of the bus. I go towards the end and there's a spare seat there and I think, ooh, that seat's got my name on it. Hey buddy, you sit here, I'm gonna shoot you. Fair enough. And I go past him and there's a seat there as well, that's free. Dog, you sit here, I'm gonna fucking behead you, man. I've been mutilating bodies in Mexico. I ain't kidding, dog. Fair enough. And I went back to the previous seat because I'd rather get shot than beheaded. Dude, what are you doing? I told you, I'm saving this seat. I'm saving this seat for my wife. I don't know who she is, but I'm sure she's gonna get on this bus. And at that moment, a girl gets on at the end of the bus. She goes, hey, honey, I got a seat for you. You want to sit next to me, honey? Sit next to me. I got a seat for you. Will you fuck off? I got a seat for you, honey. Sit next to me. Fuck off, dude. And off I duly fuck as the lady sits next to him. And I sit down next to the beheader. I don't believe I'm not sitting next to pussy. I don't believe I'm not sitting next to pussy. I don't believe I'm not sitting next to pussy. I don't believe I'm not sitting next to pussy, dog. I don't believe I'm not sitting next to pussy. I don't believe I'm not sitting next to pussy. All I was thinking was, dude, you were sat next to the biggest pussy in the fucking world. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Greyhound bus. My name is Terry. I'm going to be your driver for this evening. Now, just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a washroom, that is a toilet, that is a washroom malfunction. Now, number ones are okay. But if you'd like to take number twos, if you could just hold on to those little brown puppies, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a couple of extra stops to let you release those brown fish. I'm not making this up. That's exactly what he said, and it is burnt onto my brain. So, take your seats, and away we go. And away we pulled off. So, been to Mexico? Yeah, dog. I was mutilating bodies for the cartels, you know, like heads, fingers, toes. Heads, fingers, toes. So the authorities wouldn't recognize them. Heads, fingers, toes. Heads, fingers, toes. I didn't have to do the toes. But I got into it after a while. It's pretty boring work. You ever been to Mexico? Yeah, white boy like you, that's 5 fucking minutes, man, then you'd be dead! Unless you went to a tourist place, I think you'd be okay. But you know, 5 minutes out of a tourist place, you'd be fucking dead! Dead! I have resolved never to go to fucking Mexico. Sorry, mate, I've just never been. Where's the accent from, man? UK. UK? UK? I bet you get all the pussy with that accent, man. Bet you get all the pussy with that accent, man. Fucking American girls love UK. Fucking American girls love UK. Can love it, man. I bet you get all the pussy with that. I bet you get all the, don't you? Don't you? No, I don't. I do. It's fucking nice. I bet it'd be the same, man. You know, if I went to the UK with my accent, I bet like all the UK girls be fucking all over me. Isn't that right, man? Do you not think? I don't like to speak for other people. Yeah. Do you watch porn? I watch a lot of porn. I've seen this porn, like London Taxi Driver. And it's this guy, man, he's in like a big black fucking car. A cab. No, it's taxi. And he picks up these girls, man, and in like 5 minutes, he's fucking them. Is that like real? Is that like a documentary? I don't know. I don't watch porn. I do. It's not real. Yeah. Fucking America sucks, man. America sucks. And I said to him, what we all say to people that we're traveling with on a journey, to try and ingratiate. That's kind of what I do as a job. I ingratiate. That's what I'm doing with you now. I'm trying to ingratiate myself with you. And I say the thing that you always say, so, where are you going? I'm going to Ohio. Yeah. My granddad died. Oh. Yeah. He left me everything. Oh. Well, sorry, you know, like, bad one, but, you know, good old granddad, you know, leaving you everything. He's a racist twat and I'm glad he's fucking dead! He's just trying to buy his way into heaven to make up for all the shit that he did to me when he was alive! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking our first rest stop now. So if you got them, smoke them. And I get off the bus. And just as I'm about to get off the bus, I'm sort of sat in the corridor. Like, well, I'm not sat in the corridor, but there's the corridor there. I'm about to get up, and a girl stands up from over here and leaves. And the guy who sat next to her flashes the guy that I'm sat next to a look, and he just goes, and I get off the bus. And I start to roll a cigarette, because back then I smoked, and I smoked rollies. Any smokers amongst us? Yeah. Wow, that's changed, hasn't it, over the last 20 years? That's usually any smokers, right? But I smoked rollies. Those of you who are traveling in America and have traveled in America, did you ever smoke rollies when you were over there? Yep. It's amazing, isn't it?
Is that a joint, mate? No, mate, it's a fag. What the fuck did you just say to me, boy?
Yeah. And actually, when you're smoking said cigarette, they'd much rather it was a joint for obvious reasons. But you get... If you smoke a rollie, you're kind of worse than shit. I was in Indianapolis. No, seriously. I got on the bus in Indianapolis, and I was in Indianapolis performing, and there's a street there that does a fringe, and it's called Mass Avenue. And I'm on Mass Avenue, I'm making myself a rollie, and this homeless guy, this vagrant, comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, got a cigarette?" I went, yeah, sure, man. There you go. He went, "What do you take me for?" and stormed off. And I was left there with my cigarette in my hand thinking, what does he take me for? So I'm there, I'm making my rollie up. And the guys, what's he doing? I'm smoking a rollie. No, man, smoke these. No, I prefer a rollie. No, smoke them. No, smoke them. No, smoke them. No, smoke them. No, all right! So he gives me 3 cigarettes and he walks off. And I put them in, I'm wearing a hoodie at the time, so I put them in the hoodie and I finish off my cigarette. I was a really good smoker. I could get through a rollie in like 2.5 minutes. And I get back on the bus. Yeah, sorry. See that guy over there? And he's on about the guy that sat next to the girl over there. See that guy over there? He saved my life, man. What do you mean he saved your life? Got Snickers, man. Like, I've been on this bus for 2 fucking days. And this is the truth in America. Like, you go north to south, you swap the buses at a regular interval. If you go east to west, I met a guy who'd been traveling from Texas, who'd been on the fucking bus for 4 days, and he was just like this. His eyes were cracked, and he was like, I don't know where I am or what day it is. It's the same, and you can't, like, every 6 hours the bus, like, has to refuel, so there's no, like, getting this. If you're lucky, you can get a couple of hours in, but in 4 days. So speaking to this guy, he's like, yeah, man, I came from Vegas, Old Town. Fucking hell, I've been on this bus for 2 fucking days, and the Greyhound driver, man, they've all been pulling into just Greyhound stops, and there's no fucking hot food, man. We've just been living on chips, which aren't chips. They're actually crisps. When we were pulling in, there was this McDonald's. It was like a revolution on the fucking bus, man. Everybody just stood up and went, pull over, pull over, pull over, pull over. We got fucking McDonald's, man. Oh, it was amazing. I said, well, how did he save your life? He got Snickers bars. What, do you want some more? Got more of those, dog? Yeah, sure. Want a Snickers bar? You want a Snickers bar? And he got, like, you know, the Christmas ones. Like the little family fun-size Snickers bar. I love them because they make me feel like a real giant. So, we're there. Get any more of those, dog? You want more? How much for them all, dog? How much for them all? You want all of them? How much for them all, dog? How much for them all? How much for them all, dog? How much for them all? How much for them all, dog? How much for them all? You can have them. You giving me these? For nothing? I don't feel that hungry now. Want a Snickers bar? Do you 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 want a Snickers bar? And he just went round the bus and gave out all of the Snickers bars. Do you want a Snickers bar? No, I'm fine. No, take it. No, take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. And then the girl gets back on the bus, the one who's gone to the toilet. And we all do our best not to have a look to see if she's got any fresh track marks in her arm. When I say we all do our best, we all disguise the fact that we're desperately seeing to see if she's got any fresh track marks in her arm. And I decide I've got a problem with my fan. And everybody else makes up their own excuses. Has anybody got a cell that I might borrow? Anyone got a cell phone? Look, I need to make a call, but if you're on contract, it's not going to charge you anything. It's not going to cost you anything. And the guy who sat in front of me, the guy who sat next to his wife, his wife who can smell a wrong one from 1,000 yards. And as soon as she sat next to him, just put on her headphones, covered herself completely and pretended to go to sleep. Yeah, you know it. Yeah. Don't touch me. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. He's suddenly like, yeah, I got a cell for you, honey. Yeah. Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call, baby? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call, baby? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call, baby? I'm calling my boyfriend. Hi? Yeah, it's me. Yeah. No, I get in at 4:30. No, if you could meet me there. Yeah, no, don't send Steve. No, please, no, fuck. No, just. I've had a fucking horrible time, man. I just need to see a friendly face. That's all. No, I didn't fuck her for the money. No. What? No, you fucking stupid asshole! You fucking asshole, you stupid... Hello? Excuse me. Could I make another call? Thanks. No, don't hang up. I'm sorry. No, I didn't fuck her for the money. That's what she said. No, listen, man. I need to see a friendly face, that's all. I've had a fucking horrible time, man. A fucking horrible time. Yeah, 4:30. Okay. I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye. Thanks. And we're all like, we try your best not to, but If any of you guys been to Salt Lake City, fucking hate that town. I'm a dancer, and you know, I fucking went to that town for some work, and I'm like 5 minutes from the Greyhound station. I got my bags in my hand. I walk around the corner, and this guy's got a fucking gun in my face, just round the corner. He goes, fuck. So I drop the bags. I'm not an asshole. I know what to say. Okay, that's fine. I'm fucking out of here. And he goes, I said, what? What the fuck you want? He's like, I said, what, you want my fucking jewelry? It's plastic anyway, take it, fucking. He goes, you know what he does? He fires the fucking gun in broad daylight right by my head. Who the fuck does that in broad daylight? Do you want the cops to appear? I don't want the cops to appear because I don't want to be a hostage because I know how that shit fucking plays out. So I'm like, what the fuck do you want? He's like, I said, what? You know what he wanted? My fucking shoes. My fucking gold shoes. I take off my fucking shoes. I walk around the corner. I have spent the last 5 nights sleeping in a dumpster, a bin. I fucking hate that town. I hate it. Why didn't you call the police? It takes me about a second to realise that is the worst thing you can say on a Greyhound bus. Call the cops? Shut the fuck up, UK. Call the cops? I hate the cops. I hate them. 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 I hate them. Could have killed one once. Running down Old Town. Fucking squad car was pulled on the left. I pulled my gun out. Copper fucking sat in the car. I shot twice. Bang, bang. Could have killed him. Could have not. Guess I'll never know. I didn't hear about it on the news, so I guess he lived. Hey, dancer, dancer. How long you been using, dancer? What? I don't use. He says you been using, dancer. How long you been using? How long you been? I don't use drugs, you fucking asshole. I don't use drugs. No. I hate them. I hate them. What I do, I'm a dancer, and lots of girls are using. So I teach them how to. If you OD, there's an injection that you can take that will stop you from overdosing, and I teach them how to inject that injection. It means that you won't die, but you'll be high as fuck for about 5 or 6 hours, but you won't actually die. And so that's what I do, you fucking cunt. So no, I hate drugs. I hate drugs. My brother, his flatmate was a meth cook. Do you know what a meth cook is? Have we all seen Breaking Bad? Do we know what a meth cook is? Okay, yeah. See, I'd not, and I still haven't, but like, apparently, big thing. So, so yeah, my brother, he just thought he had a really quiet housemate. Really quiet. And then one day, boom! The walls of the house shake. We thought it was an earthquake. We went running down the stairs. His housemate was climbing up from the basement. His skin was dripping from his body. His hands were sticking to the banisters as he crawled himself up. He got 3rd-degree burns over 70% of his body. Now he just looks like a used plastic bag. I hate drugs. I hate them. Yeah. I knew a lot of girls that did drugs. You know, back in my old job, I was a pimp. You know what a pimp is? Yeah, because you know, the guys that use those girls, they need to know there's a guy outside the door with a fucking gun who's gonna fucking hurt them if they fucking hurt the girls. Because the guys who use those girls are fucking animals, man. They're fucking animals. And they need to know And I suddenly realised I might not know what a pimp actually is. I've got my own vision of what, but that doesn't conform to my particular. So how did you? What did you apply? How do you? Just how does one go? The girls asked me. What? The girls asked you? Oh yeah, man. 'Cause I was young. I was cute. I had a gun. How old were you? I was 11. How old are you now? I'm 22. And at the time that this happened, that was exactly half my age, and 11 is exactly a quarter of my age. I was 44 years old, and I don't know why that's important to the story. It actually isn't. It's just important to me for some reason. So as my brain is sort of going over this whole revelation about what a pimp is, this old sort of vagrant guy comes up and he walks past me and he's on his way to the toilet. And sometimes, like old vagrant guys, they get the money, they go begging all day and they get the money to go on the bus. And the bus will take them somewhere else, maybe somewhere warmer or whatever, but it's just a way to not be in the cold anymore, just get on the bus. So he goes past me, he goes to the toilet. I think, I hope he remembers the number 1, number 2 rule, because otherwise it could be quite bad. About 5 minutes later, he leaves. The guy next to me goes, smell that, UK? Do you smell that? Do you smell that? It's crack, man. That's fucking crack. I went, because I was smoking at the time, I had not got no sense of smell anyway. Couldn't smell a damn thing. But it goes down the bus and everyone's going, that's crack, that's crack, that's crack, that's crack, that's crack, that's crack. And it stops. It stops with this guy who is the biggest fucking guy I've ever seen in my entire life. He's fucking huge. He is muscle upon muscle. Like fucking, what's his name? The Rock has got nothing to this guy. He actually had to grab the seat in front of him and pull it back to lever himself. Like, I'm sure the person in front just went, yeah, that's crack. I just did 16 years in a penitentiary for that. Now, when I first did this show in Edinburgh, someone told me at the end of it, an American told me at the end of it, that when you finish your time in penitentiary, you're often hundreds of miles from where you should be, and from your home. And so what they do is they give you a Greyhound bus ticket to get home. So when this guy said, I just did 16 years in a bear, he meant up until an hour ago, I was doing 16 years, which is why he was as big as he fucking was. Plenty of courtyard exercise. And honestly, if I had been in prison with him, I would have just passed him the soap and begged him to have been gentle. Because there's just no refusing that. That's just be as nice as him. I will love you long time. Just please. Be merciful. So, anyway. So all that happened. Where the fuck am I? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Spent a lot of time around crack. I used to live in trap houses, look after them. You know what a trap house is? No. And a trap house is a crack house, isn't it, America? Yes, it is. You see, ladies and gentlemen, verified. It must be true. And, yeah, man, I grew up in trap houses, and I looked after a couple. You know, it was my job, basically, to, if the police came knocking at the door, I had like an M16, had an Uzi, I had a Glock, I had a couple of smoke grenades, I had a couple of real grenades. Police knock at the door, you go, smoke, smoke, grenade, grenade, Uzi, 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 M16, M16. Wait for the Glock, wait for the Glock, wait for the Glock, wait for the Glock. What happened? Well, the cops never knocked. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another cigarette break for you now. Look, I'm going to give you an extra 10 minutes so you can use that washroom number 2 function. Excuse me, will the guy with the tennis feet? Man, I am going to give you an extra 5 minutes to wash those suckers, and please put on your shoes and keep them on. That smell is disgusting. And away we go off the bus. What are you doing? I'm smoking one. No, smoke these. No, smoke them. No, smoke them. No, smoke. All right. So he goes in. I put the 3 in the pocket and I. And I get back up. And I get back on the bus. So, sorry man, what's your name? Kareem? Kareem? Wow. Cool name. Sounds Arabic. Sounds Bedouin. Sounds desert warrior race. Kareem. Sounds pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what my heritage was. My mom can remember who my dad was. This is a thought bubble in my head. The girls asked him to be the pimp. Really didn't like the gentleman that used the ladies. Grew up in crack houses. His mum can't remember who his dad was. Did he pimp his mum? Did you? Would you have asked him?
No. Fuck no.
And neither did I. Hey, UK. I've been thinking, you know, with this money that my granddad's leaving me, I've been thinking about just doing something, man, you know, like turning a leaf, like, I've been thinking about developing a construction business. I've been thinking about going into construction. Do you think that's a good idea? It's a fucking brilliant idea. My dad's in construction. No, seriously. Yeah, my dad fucking builds places all over the world. I think it's an absolutely solid thing to do to go into construction. My dad, oh man, I mean, I fucking envy my dad because he's put his heart and his soul and his effort into this bricks and mortar, and it's been built and it's gonna last forever, or at least longer than he is. I think, what have I done? What have I done? I mean, and then a warning light came. Don't tell him you're a poet. Don't tell him you're a poet. Don't say you're a fucking poet. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Don't say you're a fucking poet. And I just 10 bars. Well, the only thing about construction is, man, I'm afraid of heights. Do you think that's going to be a problem? And I couldn't help myself. I just went, yes, dickhead! Yes, dickhead! Like when I was a kid growing up, my dad worked on a fucking nuclear power station. He helped build this nuclear power station. It was fucking 200 foot, 200 meters high. And he was on the fucking top. They looked like ants. He took me there when I was a kid and he was like, that's where I work, son. At the top, Dad? Yes, son. At the top. At the very, very top, Dad. Yes, son. At the very, very top. At the very, very, very top, Dad. Yes, son. At the very, very, very top. You're fucking mad, Dad. Because they were like little fucking ants. I mean, and there was two guys that worked on that particular site. This is Heysham Power Station in Morecambe, actually, weirdly enough, where I'm living at the moment. There were two guys who were on the scaffolding. They had a generator on, and the generator set off a sympathetic vibration along this beam that they were stood on, and the vibration unscrewed the screws, and these guys fell 200 fucking feet, smacked out like they fucking exploded on impact. And I can remember clearly now my mum crying her eyes out because it was on the news. Two guys have died on site at this particular site. Call this number if you're worried. And so she was on the phone from 10 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night when the line shut, and it was just engaged all of the time. And she was crying and I was crying, and my dad rang up at 10:30 at night, which is what he usually did, slightly pissed, couple of beers, don't know where I get it from. He went, "Of course it wasn't me. Of course it wasn't fucking me. Oh, don't be daft." Anyway, so I explain all of this to Kareem. No, they fucking exploded! And he's visibly, like, all of the blood has drained from his face. Holy fucking shit. Fuck. Yeah, man, boom! Whoa. Do you do drugs? And there's only one way to answer that question in America, and that is no! No, 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 no. There's no limits to the amount of drugs that I've never taken in my life. No. No, no, no. Because actually it's pretty cool now, apart from like legalizing cannabis and stuff like that. Still pretty bad with the powders, man. That still can be 20 years. But you just say no. Just say no, kids. When anyone asks you, do you take drugs? Say no. No, I don't. And then it's the only way to do it. And so I say, no, of course I don't. And actually, your country wouldn't let me in if I ever had. So there you go. No, I don't. He goes, oh, man, fucking hell, we're really down on drugs. Apart from Ohio. Ohio, they don't give a shit about weed, man. They don't give a shit. You can just smoke it everywhere. And this lady goes, that's a lie. That's a lie. Ohio, you get 5 years for 2 grams. 5 years for 2 grams? Fuck off. And she pulls out an iPod. 5 years, 2 grams. Holy fucking shit, man. I had no idea. Unless you get the money to buy them off. Costs you about $250. And then the conversation starts, the like of which I've never fucking heard in my life, which is how much it costs you to buy off the police in different states for different drug offences. And it's not like they're guessing it. This is a fucking price list. This is an information service. It's, oh yeah, Miami, $2,000 if you got a bit of cocaine. Oh yeah, and it just goes all the way fucking through. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the original lady says, but you better make sure you have the money. Because if you don't, that's another different story. 8 of those fucking cocksuckers beat the shit out of me. 8 of them. I didn't have the money. They took me in a cell. Now, I'm the youngest of 5 brothers, so I know how to fucking fight. They came at me with their sticks, man. They beat the fucking shit out of me. And then another series of stories started on the bus, which is what happens to you if you don't have the money to buy off the police. And every single story ended in exactly the same way. Body, bullets in a burning car. 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 And there's only 5 people on the fucking bus that didn't have a story. And that was the driver, that was the old tramp who was white, that was the dancer who was white, that was me who was white, and that was a white Mexican behind me. And everybody else on the fucking bus had a story. And when I first did this in Edinburgh, 2 months later, the leader of the Black Lives Matter movement in America was found, body, bullets, in a burning car. And that was when I realised that it isn't one-off incidences in America, it is systematic executions of black people. Body, bullet, in a burning car. Now, taking a step out of the show for a second, I think we have got to support the Black Lives Matter movement as much as we fucking possibly can, and we've got to spread the word as much as we fucking possibly can, because it is endemic, it is systemic. It is the system that's doing this. Now, America has exported fucking amazing things. I don't mean freedom and democracy. America has exported two things that have changed the world for the better, magnificently for the better, and I want to applaud America for this. Hip hop and rock and roll. America, thank you. Fucking thank you. Because hip hop and rock and roll have made other people around the world find their own voices and fight their own way and fucking be powerful. And it's an amazing thing that America have done with that. But the other reality is, and this is why we should all support Black Lives Matter, no revolution has ever been successful without the support of the liberal intelligentsia of the oppressors joining forces with the oppressed. And that's the truth. Otherwise, it's a revolution in a fish tank. And that's what we've really got to do. We've got to get Black lives to matter, because that means that all lives will matter. And when one life on that side of the world means the same as one life on this side of the world, or when one life at the top of Trump Tower is the same as a life at the bottom of Penn Station at 3 o'clock in the morning, and if you've not been there, do. Because that is the human detritus and wreckage that the system produces, then we can kind of all move on. Anyway, back on the bus. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to pull in for a final destination now. This is the journey's end. And I got up and I went to grab my bags. Hey, UK, you've been in jail? No, I've never been to jail. Kareem, your fucking country would not let me in if I had. You got a very strict border policy. I don't know how that fucking feels. Man, I bet you're the only person on this bus that's never been to jail. And everybody on the bus turned around and looked at me. And everybody went. So I grabbed my bags and I walked the I've not been to jail walk of shame down the bus and got off. I went to roll a cigarette. Hey, UK, what you doing? I'm making a cigarette. No, smoke these. No, smoke them. Smoke them. All right. Cheers. Cheers, Kareem. All right. Come here. And we hugged. And we had a nice long hug. Yeah. Hugs are good. And he went his way, and I went mine. And I'm just going to go back to the American dream, because the American dream kind of figures into this. The American dream is brainwashing, undoubtedly, but also it's a thing of hope, because Kareem was going to go into construction, even though he was afraid of heights. That's the power of the American dream. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen.